on, everybody? And welcome back to yet again another Getting to Know the Artist. I am Wiggles, your host, and we're sitting here with Madcounty. And, I want to tell you what his name already stands for. It's not often I can do that, but we'll wait till we get to that question. We have a few people in the chat already, and I want to say thank you from the bottom of my nuts. It means so much to me. I appreciate y'all. I fucking love you guys. You matter so much when y'all are in here just hanging out, already starting up the chat. It doesn't matter if you're here for me or you're here for him. Please, please, please hit that like button. It's a small gesture from you, but a big favor to me in the YouTube algorithm. It shoots it out. It can get some more people in here that don't know nothing about him. So we are definitely here to learn. We got Evil Cook. We got Killer Cali Hustle in the chat. We got Stefan. There's Madcounty in there being Courage Oil. I can't even say the dang word. And talking with the peeps. Thank you, thank you. What is going on, man? Thanks again for coming on to the stream.
Thanks for having me. Shit, I'm just chilling. We're at the studio right now. 501 East Airline Drive in East Alton, Illinois.
Hell yeah. House. All right, man. We're just gonna jump right in with the questions, and the first one being, what is your name? Where was you born and raised? And then where do you currently live now?
My name is Michael Stanfield II, and I was born in Granite City, Illinois, and raised basically in the Madison County area. But I grew up in South Roxana, across the street from the oil refinery, which used to be Shell, but now it's called ConocoPhillips.
Right. That oil refinery, ironically, fun fact, my uncle worked there for, I don't know, man, I think he retired out of it, actually.
Oh, yeah. A lot of people around here work at the refinery. I mean, it provides a lot of jobs.
Absolutely. Okay. And you never moved away from home, huh?
Well, I lived with my dad mostly in South Roxana, but I bounced around a little bit with my mom. I lived in Litchfield on Hornsby for a while. I lived in Gillespie for a year. I lived in St. Louis with her for a little bit, just like bouncing around. We'd stay with her for the summers and stuff like that. And I lived with her in Meredosia, Illinois, like up by Jacksonville, Springfield. So this whole area, basically.
Sorry, I see people in the chat. Whoop, whoop, Teasy. Thank you for coming in.
Whoop, whoop.
Hell yeah. All right.
I also lived in Nebraska for 2 years, so.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, I traveled. I worked. I was a union painter for 17 years, and I traveled for work. So I worked all over the country, and I'd get put on some jobs that were long, and it was a 2-year job. So I just moved my family out there for 2 years. My school out there. My son was born out there.
Okay.
Then, we moved back here about 4 or 5 years ago. No, it's been a lot longer than that. Damn, time flies, man.
Yeah, no, I just asked a question. I'm always curious where, being an artist or whatever, if it moves an artist somewhere crazy from where they actually were born and raised, or if they choose to stay, at their roots or where they, were born and raised and stuff like that. So just a general question. The next question I have for you is a 3-part, and I kind of touch base with this with you a little bit, not a whole lot. So just answer it however you want to answer it. And it goes as follows. 1, are you a juggalo? 2, if so, when did you discover that you was a juggalo and or discover ICP? And then 3rd, if you do in fact call yourself a juggalo, again, you don't have to be, but if you do, then do you consider yourself a juggalo rapper? Because a lot of people don't like being put in a box.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, those are all good questions. All right, first off, am I a juggalo? I have no idea if I am or not. I know when I was 14 years old, my buddy gave me an ICP CD, and it was The Great Malenko. and I was a juggalo from that point on for the good part of my teenage years. And that's actually what got me into making music was listening to ICP. So when I first started making music, it was horrorcore music, and that's all I
Yeah.
listened to was Psychopathic Records. Anything off of it, everybody. That was that was back in the day when they just did a drive-by tour. ABK and Blaze. We actually
Yeah.
performed
Yeah.
on that.
That's freaking
Uh,
dope.
so I definitely was a juggalo, but I stopped listening to basically music altogether after I started making music. Like I still listen to some like old songs that I grew up listening to, but I don't really listen to ICP anymore. Like I
Well,
do still listen to a lot of Juggalo artists, but not
right.
ICP in in general.
Um, I absolutely, you don't have to. The music don't make the homie. You know what I'm saying? Like it don't make the culture. It's a big
Yeah.
part of it. So if you
If I do listen to
feel,
ICP, it's gonna be the old. It's gonna be songs that I know every word to, and I don't know a
yeah,
lot of their new music. So I'll always be jamming the old shit if I ever do jam it. So
yeah, that's okay.
I
And
have.
that's go ahead.
No, no, you good. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say you ain't gotta be Juggalo to get up here and do an interview with me. Is my point. I will interview any kind of musician, any type of artist. You know what I'm saying? It's just I am a Juggalo, and I've been with the culture for the last 20 years. I have listened to the music. I've been a misfit and an outcast and a fucking weirdo my whole life. I support LGBTQ. I'm not racist. That's not okay. So there's
Yeah.
fundamentals that tie in with being a Juggalo, but really it's just being a good person generally, you know what I'm saying, and
Oh, for sure.
whatever.
I have
So
no problem saying this. I have no problem saying that I am a juggalo because I was a juggalo. And I mean, even though I didn't keep up with everything like everybody else did that was hardcore fans, I kind of did my own thing. And then I quit making music for 10 years too and just, worked painting bridges and shit like that. So I didn't really
uh,
fuck with a lot of music when I was doing that. I was just working all the time. But I still haven't been to the gathering, and I still want to go. Even if my music isn't considered juggalo, like I don't care, like what kind of box people try to put me in. I know people are like, I don't want to be put in a box. Well, sometimes that box is pretty cool. You know what I'm saying?
all right,
It's
it
like the
ain't
riddle
too bad
box.
of a box.
The riddle
Yeah.
box. You know what I'm saying? The riddle box is a box too, motherfucker. But that shit's dope.
Hell yeah. Vivian P, welcome. I appreciate you. Just moved back out of South St. Louis, Missouri, back to St. Charles, Missouri, to Warren County, Missouri. Is a journey for sure. Absolutely. What did I just read? Yeah, St. Charles, the carnival I work for, and you might know of this, Madcounty. Maybe, maybe not, because of Amtrak, our mutual homie.
Oh yeah.
Uh, we worked for a carnival called American Banner Amusements, and we played St. Charles, Missouri, and surrounding spots and whatnot, Eureka, Missouri, and stuff like that. So, yeah. Juggalo Gamer, I appreciate you. I see you in here, big homie. What's up? Juggalo since 1999, baby. Yeah. Ryan, fuck. Okay, I missed something there. Ryan said I've been down since '97. Whoa, whoa. Um, Everybody drop kick that like button. Yes, please smash that motherfucker. Just At any rate, we're gonna move on to the next question. I appreciate how you answer that. Is how I want to conclude that is it's be you. You ain't got to be anything or
Don't matter
just
what you are. It don't matter.
right.
Don't matter
Um,
what people think you are.
Okay, so then, and you just kind of mentioned this though, but we're gonna touch back on it. What inspired you to start making music? What was the switch that you're like, I think I can do this. I want to do this, and I'm actually gonna do it for real. Like I'm gonna apply myself and try.
Yeah, I remember the day. I remember the exact day, and I'd like to attribute it to ICP or another, inspirational artist that I listened to, but it wasn't none of that. It was my buddy. He came into the trailer one day and was like, "Hey, you want to be in a band?" I'm like, "Bro, I've always wanted to be in a band. I can't play any instruments, and I don't know anybody that can." He's like, "We don't have to play instruments. We can rap." And that's when it started. We didn't even have beats. We just started writing rhymes, and then we'd go and rap them to people. And we didn't have a way to record them or nothing. And we was calling ourselves rappers. And when people would ask us, we just start spitting bars. You know what I'm saying? And then
No
eventually,
shit.
yeah, eventually he's like really good with computers and shit. And he figured out how to burn CDs. It was in that era with the line,
Mm-hmm.
all that bullshit.
LimeWire and Bear Share, baby.
Well, he figured out how to burn CDs, and I thought he was a fucking genius. I'm like, what? I'm like, I don't even understand how CDs work. You put lasers on it, and then put my voice on there. How's that even work? That shit's crazy.
And is that like, do you still, you and the homies still connected? Y'all still
Oh
make
yeah,
music together, or he's
yeah. He's here right now. He's in the studio right now. We're getting ready to go to the Chain of Rocks Bridge and shoot some content after this podcast.
hell yeah,
Me
bruh.
and
It is beautiful over there, really. I
oh,
kind of
it's a
miss it.
nice day. It's a nice day
It's
for
like
it.
it's like the ugliest, most beautiful area in the motherfucking live in. Just there's a
Yep.
couple of streets you might avoid. uh,
There's
yeah, no,
certain
that's
areas that are definitely breathtaking, and it doesn't look like you are where you are.
right. Absolutely, Piesaw Creek, man. That's freaking beautiful. Uh, okay, that's dope. I asked that because maybe if he's making songs too, maybe we can get him on sometime, and then maybe get both of you on as like a
Yeah.
collab interview type thing. But at any rate, it's about you right now. Okay, so then who do you look up to in the music industry? Uh, Dead or alive, mainstream or underground? Like who do you kind of muse from or inspire from or take from or however you want to look at that?
I'd say most of the inspiration comes from like '90s music, like '90s alternative music, and just like I don't know, a lot of different stuff for real. Like I get inspiration. I mean, I could probably go through my songs and think about where each flow or each melody or even the whatever, and try to figure out what inspiration. Because I think about that all the time when I'm making music, especially when I'm playing the guitar. Because I'm like, what does this sound like? Because I'm not just playing something.
Wait, you play
Playing
instruments
something I've
too
heard.
now?
Yeah, yeah, I play instruments now. I just guitar and piano a little bit,
Dude, that's dope. Especially
and the
when you
drums.
literally just said you started your story by not playing a damn thing, but you're like, I'm gonna be in a
Yeah,
band.
yeah.
or,
No. Well,
that's
that was just the last probably 4 years that I've been playing guitar and and keyboard a little bit and drums a little bit. I mean, if you know music and you got rhythm, you can kind of play everything a little bit.
right.
Kind of
Finagle
master at
around.
anything.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so then how about let me word it a little different though, so I'm trying to pull an answer from you or whatever. Like, so then who do you listen to when you listen to music? Because as an artist, it might become too much noise at some point, or I don't know, feel like
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
competition, or so who can you still listen to and like let go, and you're not like, oh, but I'm an artist. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't
Yeah,
even that. You're listening to music.
if normally if I'm listening to music for my own enjoyment, it's like I said, it's like '90s old school, like stuff really that I grew up listening to that my dad played on the radio. And other than that, I'm usually listening to underground artists, like trying to network and there's so many different genres and so many different circles, and I'm just trying to network in all of them really.
Ha-
And
have
just
you have you heard of the artist Flapjack Wilson?
No, I've not.
He's in the chat right now. He said what's up and stuff. He said I listened to 2000s emo music. I actually just interviewed him
Yeah.
recently. He's a pretty dope homie. I just want to say thank you. People are showing up. We got 10 people hanging out. Please smash that like button. Let this man know it. Check him out. We're gonna get all of his links at the end of this video. Anything he wants you to have, and social medias, whatever music platforms he's on, and it will be at the top in the description of this video. So definitely be hanging out, looking out for that, and I appreciate you guys. All right, well then let's just move on to the next question. Are there any current projects in the works, or what's next? So, are you working on any songs currently? Are you going on any tours? Are you doing any one-off shows? Are you working on any features, or you know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on in the music scene for you?
Not gonna lie, right now it's kind of random. Like nothing's really planned out too far ahead. I do know that we've been doing a lot of festivals where we film the festivals and get to and make recaps for them. Been shooting a lot of music videos. I've been doing a lot of work for other artists. I haven't really done a lot of work on my own shit. I do have like a bunch of half songs that I'm working on, but like I said, it's kind of random. I'll go in there and I'll finish something. I'll do collabs randomly. Like if you sent me a collab, I might do it next week or next month at some point. I'll just get in there and do it. I don't charge for collabs or anything. I just kind of, I don't really have a lot of time because this is my entire life right now. I don't paint anymore. I don't work. All I do is music videos, record, make beats, just everything
So
to
then,
do.
how come you ain't charge? You're saying you don't charge to like do a feature or something?
No,
You
not right
just
now.
you free. You just do. You'll
I
if
either
somebody
do it
got
or
a
I
hold of
don't.
you, right?
I basically either do it or I don't, and the most of the time I just do them. But if I can't think of anything, I can't tell anybody when I'm gonna do it because if I go in there and I listen to it and I ain't got the time or I'm not feeling it at that moment, I'm not doing it. So that's why
Okay.
I ain't charging nobody because I'm either gonna do it or I won't do it. Because
Right. It won't
I don't
necessarily
have a
be
shit
like
ton of people.
immediately.
I don't have like a shit ton of people hit me up trying to do collabs all the time. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't
Right.
trying to do that really. I'm trying to work on my own shit too, but I'm always down to collab with other artists. It's really all about if I feel the beat. If I go in there and I feel it and I spit some shit on it that's dope, bam, we're in.
Hit my page after this video. I ain't horrorcore, but I am Immensy, who happens to be a juggalo.
I've done horror course. I've got one horrorcore feature or two horror three. I've got horrorcore features. I haven't actually dropped anything in the horrorcore genre on my own shit. So I've
Hell
only done
yeah.
features in horrorcore. And but I mean, I have a whole catalog of music that I recorded when I was in my teens uh, that I haven't released. Uh, at least not legitimately. I just put it on YouTube back then. So it's been up for 12 years, if not more.
No, yeah, I get it. And that kind of coincides with like, you said you listened to some Juggalo music and stuff back in the day or whatever and whatnot, but you don't necessarily claim Jug, and you wouldn't necessarily claim Juggalo rapper per se. But nah, I dig it, and maybe
Well,
you'll
there's a lot of
find
controversy. There's a lot of controversy about what a juggalo is anymore, and we knew what the fuck it was back then. There's a whole song about it. But apparently,
right.
there's a controversy about if you're a juggalo or not. I don't give a shit
there,
if I am or
there's
not.
gatekeeping.
I ain't afraid to say that I am. I ain't afraid to say
Right,
that I am because I was. But I mean, as
right.
far as like right now, like I definitely ain't as much of a juggalo as you or a lot of these other
Ah,
cats you probably
yeah.
because I haven't even been to a gathering, even when it was right here in Illinois, Southern Illinois. Now it's in
Uh-huh.
Ohio. Now I got to
Cave and
travel.
Rock.
I
Listen,
could have got
listen. When I lived in Illinois, life wasn't letting me go to the gathering. I couldn't go to Cave and Rock. I had to wait till
Yeah.
Ohio last year was my first gathering, homie.
No shit. Damn. Yeah, that sucks because man, I remember back in the day I wanted to go to the gathering and Polly Shore ended up going and my buddy got to do shrooms and smoke weed with him. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like why couldn't I go? Because I didn't have the money and I didn't have a ride. Everybody's car was full. I didn't get to go to what was that? Corn and Kitty and Family Values tour. I didn't get to go see that shit either.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So then, how about this? What is your favorite song so far that you have made that means something to you for one reason or another?
Hmm. Probably The Color Red, just because I don't
Okay.
know. It's a good song. It has meaning. It's almost like a poem in song form.
All right. Yeah. And then what is one song that if somebody like doesn't know who you are, right? And you're trying to get them hip to your music or whatever, what song would you recommend to them for that?
Mm, it's hard because I have a lot of different. I don't have a style or a genre that I really stick to. So if you like 2000s rock, like that guy was saying in the comments, then he'd probably like Run or In My Head Again. If you like rap and electronic music, then you would like Feel the Music, featuring my baby mama, Militia Rocks.
I think that that's one of the ones I did dig actually. It's pretty tight. I actually did check out your music on Spotify and y'all hanging out in the chat. Don't play around. This man actually has a good sound and he's got some good songs. You just got to check his shit out. Um, okay, yeah. How realistically, where do you see yourself in 5 years in the music industry? Like, what's your 5 year game plan?
Hmm. I see myself a lot further than I am now, but I don't really have a game plan. My main plan is to go with the flow and to not care, to care a lot less, and not
That's
not
smooth.
I don't know. It's weird, but it works for me. I don't get worked up about anything about doing this or doing that. I just go with the flow, and
Would you
wherever it
like
takes me,
to?
that's where I go.
Would you? Would you think, or would you like to be signed in 5 years? Do you think you're
I
always
don't
gonna
know.
stay independent, or
I have no
do
idea.
your own label? There's no aspirations for it.
I have no idea. I don't really know if I care that much. It depends. I mean, there's pros and cons to everything, and I just know what I do want and what I don't want, and when I approach it, and then I can assess the situation. If I was offered a deal, then I would make my decision. I couldn't say right now if I'm trying to do that or if, I'm not really trying to do anything. Like I said, I'm trying to just not care and just to do what I feel, and
So then,
do
is
what I
would
think
you
is cool or good or
would,
whatever.
would it be fair to say that it's just it's like a passionate hobby to make a living on it?
No, definitely that is probably the only goal that I
Oh,
set.
come on. Oh,
Is that I want to at least be able to make a living. I don't have to be rich for real. If I could just make a decent living off doing this, I made a lot of money when I was painting, and but I didn't like the job, and I don't like being exposed to the places and the harsh chemicals and stuff. Because I mean, I worked in refineries and dams. Like there's all kinds of shit. And then the chemicals of the paint, because it's not paint, it's coating. We're coating things that are tanks that are going to have acidic, benzene, like cancerous chemicals. There's probably residual, in there.
my
While
My father was a worthless piece of shit, and he's dead now. But ironically, he died because partially of the asbestos in his lungs from doing that very type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Environmental Haas, I think, was the company over there or something. And I think that was tied in with the refinery. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. It might have been something separate, but like, absolutely. I mean, I guess there's pros and cons with everything, if you will.
Yeah, there is. Absolutely. You want to make a lot of money, but you didn't graduate high school. You know, bam, there you go.
Right. Um,
My dad wasn't a piece of shit, but he did that job for 40 years or longer, and he died of cancer from it. That's one of the reasons why I quit my job. Other than just working in the construction industry sucks. People suck. Painting,
right, right.
roofing, it's all the same probably. It just sucked, and it was dangerous. I didn't want to die of cancer, so I said fuck that.
Right,
I'm
right.
taking a
No.
chance, man. I'm taking a risk. I basically gave up everything. I don't have a house. I don't have a vehicle. I don't have anything but music right now. I'm gonna see where I can get with it. It's a
Absolutely.
it's a test.
It'll be a testament. Hopefully, in 5 years, man, if you ain't got something like necessarily set in your head, hopefully in 5 years, I get a hold of you and I say, hey, man, you want to come back on the show and see where you are? And you're like, I can't because I'm hosting this tour or some crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, manifest it,
I'll find
manifest
time.
that positivity.
I'll find time.
Um, okay, so, and ironically, this almost sounds like backstepping, but it's just where my question is. So then, if not music, then what? Like, you think you would just be working a 9 to 5 grind then, rather it was still doing the painting or not?
Yeah, I would definitely go back to painting just
All
because
right,
it's the only thing I know for sure. Or industrial, not just painting, just industrial work. Period. Like I've
right,
worked for industrial cleaning companies. I can go do anything in any of these refineries or chemical plants. So I know I'll always be able to have that for a backup if I need to. And I've thought about it. I've almost broke down and actually went back to painting because it's a lot of money, man. And I was used to like being able to take care of myself. Now
right.
it's totally different. Now it's like, damn, but I ain't fucking gonna break. Fuck that. I
Nah,
didn't just do this to turn around. You can only turn around in life so many times. You know what I'm saying? You gotta
right.
stick to a path, and this is it, man. This is the path.
I think you got something going for you though. I know it takes a while, and I know it's overset, and there's a million people at it, but like you got something about you, and I think just keep pushing forward, and it'll be all right. My life's doing some kind of reset on its own that I'm not too happy about, but I'm trying to be the same positivity and just say, well, it's got to be for a reason, and let's just keep on trucking. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm trying to do a million times these interviews and try to really make something out of the channel and whatnot. So
Yeah, we
I
just gotta
can
be
I can
persistent,
relate.
man.
Yeah.
We just gotta be
Uh,
persistent. Keep pushing forward. Oh, hey, buddy.
How
Oh,
you
my
doing?
kid's here.
Hmm?
Watch out, the
uh,
camera's right there. Don't
Oh,
bump it.
okay. Can I
All
sit
right,
in
go in
here?
there. I'll be in there in a second, okay, buddy?
I can sit right here if you want me.
he's more than
Don't touch
welcome.
the chair. You want
Okay.
to come be on the live with me?
Yes.
It's okay. I'll not smoke or whatever.
No, it don't matter. You can. He can't even see you. It's bright out here. You can't even really see the screen.
Who are we getting to meet? Is this your kid?
Yep, this is Mason. Check, check,
Hello.
check, check. It's on the other side. There we go.
Hello.
Hi, buddy. I don't know
Your
if he can
name?
hear me, but I'll wave at him.
What?
Hi, buddy. My name is
Okay.
Sean. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Oh, I need another set of headphones so you can hear him too.
But can I?
I didn't plan on having a guest with me. or I would have brought
No,
another set of headphones.
right. No, that's absolutely okay. Listen, I mean, this is your stream, bro, and it can be whatever you want it to. And I got kids. I know about it, so that's straight. Um, I am gonna
Inside
just
joke.
continue on with the next question, and you do what you have to as you need to. Um,
All right,
and
you good? You can go look for
speaking of
headphones.
kids, it's ironic how it works out. Speaking of kids, what did you want to be as a kid? Was it an artist? Was it a painter? Was it a
Hmm.
firefighter?
Well, I wanted to be a lot of things. I wanted to be a cop. I wanted to be a lawyer so I
Oh
could
my
protect
God! Stop
children.
teasing! I found my twin. Okay, continue.
Yeah.
She
My
gives me
mom
so
grew up.
much shit, bro. I wanted to be a cop from like the age of, I don't know, 7 to 9. It was short lived, but I did want to be a
Yeah,
cop for a minute.
yeah. No, I was a cop at that age.
Right.
I'd snitch on anybody. You smoking a cigarette? I'm about to go tell your mom right now. But no,
um,
I wanted to be a lawyer too because my uncle was always in prison and it upset my grandmother. So,
I got the headphones.
oh, you got some cool.
Yeah, got from Brad.
And I also wanted to be really what I really wanted to be for a long time was a cartoonist. I wanted to make cartoons because I drew a lot.
Which account do we use for the PS5 again?
Oh, this ain't gonna work.
What account do we use for the PS5 again?
Hobies.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
these headphones aren't working.
What are y'all doing?
Okay, these headphones won't work. The only ones that will work are those now because people broke. They broke. Okay, so we don't have.
so like you,
headphones, buddy. Maybe I'll turn it up and we'll both listen to it.
Okay, but can you turn it down? It's kind of loud.
Oh, we don't have two headphones. Oops.
I was gonna say if you have like a separate cell phone, he could pull up the YouTube on his phone and be able to hear it that way, and then he could just speak or whatever the
Oh
case
yeah.
may be.
Dad, are you going to... Do you have another pair of headphones?
No, but you can listen to it on this probably. Just go to the
Your
feed.
phone? Well, my phone's in the car.
Swill, whoop whoop. What's up, dude? Sorry, you were like inviting me to your thing, and I had one of these things.
Huh?
What?
Adam wasn't supposed to leave.
Oh, he's here. He's not here.
He's not even.
Yeah.
Does he even hang?
I don't know. I'm live though. I'm on somebody's podcast.
Yay. All right, buddy.
Sean, how do you pronounce your last name? Because I feel like I've been butchering it.
Who, mine?
Yeah,
It's Wisnaski.
Wisnaski.
Hey,
I was saying Wisnaski.
tonight.
You want to hear him? Talk to him for a second.
Yeah.
Do you need to take him back inside when you're done?
What's up, buddy?
What's up? What's up?
you like music?
It's a little.
A little?
Yeah.
You ever listen to your dad's music?
Well, sometimes
I
it's
don't
like.
know where he went. Did they know where he went?
Mm-mm.
Do you think your dad's a good singer?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, but guess what?
And what?
I was at school and I got locked in the closet for 3 hours.
Wow. How'd that happen?
He makes it. Well, let's wait until we're done going to court for them.
Well,
Oh,
I was in a
there it is.
room and the teacher left the room and then 3 boys jumped me and they all pointed to me that I started the fight.
Yeah, that happened Friday.
It happened Friday.
And then what? The
Well, that
teacher
ain't no fair.
Counter was the
Oh,
secretary.
Secretaries.
No,
Locked him in a closet at school.
That's crazy.
yeah, I know. Have you
Maybe
ever
they-
been locked in the closet?
In a closet? Well,
Yes, in the closet.
I was put in a locker once in school, but that was short lived.
I guess that's
Hmm.
normal stuff.
I definitely hear the echo, but at least we can all hear each other.
Well, there's feedback now because of the.
We're
I'll
gonna
turn
go
it
ahead and go
down.
back inside though, okay?
What?
Come on, we're gonna go back inside and let Dad finish his interview.
Hey, hey, but
Tell 'em bye.
I want to tell you something. One more question.
All right.
He's interviewing you.
Do you know what 900 divided by 225?
900 divided. So, nope. I'm going to guess so. I'm going to take an educated guess. 900 by 2 would only go in there, what, 3 times? 2 times 3, 6, 4, 8. But with the 25, I'm going to guess like 311.
No,
But
it
I'm gonna
was
be doing this
four.
a few more minutes.
It's
It was
4.
Yes, it was 4.
4? There's
Yeah.
no way. No way.
Oh, check your. Do you have a calculator?
I'm gonna have to use my toes to count that much, but we'll see about it. I'm gonna double check the math.
Okay.
Tell 'em bye.
Bye.
See ya, buddy.
See ya.
Oh,
Yeah, that happened Friday.
That's crazy though. How'd that conversation go with like the principal and the teachers? Like 3 kids? Like what?
Well, she sent him an email, and principal was actually outside because it was like a field day. So all the kids were outside doing activities and stuff, and the principal was in a dunk tank where you throw the ball and dunks him in, and so he didn't really know what was going on. They were fighting outside. They were roughhousing, is what they said, and they made him go and sit in the school psychologist office,
Right.
and the school psychologist left him in there by themselves. And it was, I guess, these 2 boys have been picking on him, beating him up. So they were picking on him and beating him up when the psychologist left. And I guess he said he told them, and they didn't believe him. They sent him to the principal's office, and the secretary put him in a closet. And he said that he kept opening the door to the closet, so she locked the closet. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Dude, I'd be reporting that. Like that
Oh, no,
can't be right.
no, we reported it in today. The police and CPS went.
CPS. Yeah.
They went with her to the school to see the closet where, because they admitted that they did put him in the closet, and she told me that they even said that oh yeah, sometimes the kids like to go in the closet, which I do understand. I like to go in closets and make a little fort when I was younger. That's different than being locked in a closet.
You're at school, like that's child. There's gotta be like some shit. Like I'd be owning that school. I don't know what school it is. I know what county ish you live in. Man, no way.
She sent me pictures of the secretary. They're women, so I can't physically do anything. They're lucky. 'Cause I've already
Man,
been up there. But yeah,
that's something
something's gonna
crazy.
happen. Something's gonna happen because that shit is crazy. I mean,
Man,
that's
I'm
fucked
sorry
up.
to hear that. And what's crazy? Tell you be. I mean, I ain't gonna tell you what to say to your kid, but like, obviously, it took 2 kids to try to pick on him. I'd be like,
Well,
look, that they ain't
yeah,
1-on-1 coming at you. You know what I'm saying? You doing all
he's a
right?
lot bigger. He's a lot bigger than all the other kids at his school.
Right,
He's a sweet boy. You know what I'm saying? He's not a bully. He hates bullies.
right.
So so he
Nah, I
gets
get
picked
it.
on because he's like me, bro. I ain't gonna lie, I had a lot of trouble when I was in school. When I was
Right.
younger, I was annoying. People did not like to be around me because and I wasn't trying to make them not like me. I was just too enthusiastic about everything,
That's
you
me
know.
now. Ask everybody in the chat. They don't like to be around me either, but they have to. Nah, I get it. Yeah. Um, I'm sorry about the situation. I hope it gets resolved properly. And
Me too.
I mean, your kid's a better kid for it. He's gonna grow into a wonderful man. You know what I'm saying? If he's not the aggressor, I used to consider myself like a bully eliminator. I would find people picking on people, and then like, hey, nah, that ain't gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at
Yeah,
him. This kid can't fight you. Get the fuck on. You know, like type shit. So I
me
would kind
too.
of instigate it.
Yeah, me too at a certain point because I used to get picked on a lot too. But I got held back a couple times. I've been to a couple alternative schools, and so if I saw somebody getting picked on, and and I could stand up for them, I would.
Right. Now you said that you have never been to the gathering, so I'm gonna guess you've never played the gathering. And that's the question I
No.
normally ask. So I'm just gonna ask, obviously, if you got selected, would you show up and perform at the gathering? Do you think it's in your cards to try to go to the gathering at any point?
Oh yeah, no, I definitely want to go to the gathering. I wanted to go last year, but funds and vehicle and lack of knowing people that are also going that have room, you know. And what am I gonna do when I get there? I gotta live somehow. There's a few things that have to happen for me to get there, but I'm gonna get there eventually. Whether or not I play it, I'm not actually trying to. I don't know if I ever will try to because I don't. I know so many people that have been trying and still haven't got it, and I feel like in that aspect that they're more juggalo than me, so they would deserve to get it before I would. If it's chosen at random or whatever, people voting,
It's it is. I say that. I feel like the clowns know who they're gonna pick before they even pick them, or they really announce it. Obviously, you know what I'm saying, and they give us the opportunity to pretend like our vote matters, kind of like a democracy. You know what I'm saying? You can, if you have enough homies bidding at the info at gatheringofthejuggalos.com email, you stand a chance, man, at performing. And then obviously, if your numbers and your status speaks for itself, and yada yada yada. But again, I respect that you respect people before you saying like they have you feel. You know what I'm saying? Like they're
I vote for
more due for it, or
I'm voting for them every time.
right, right.
I got so many homies, I just pick a different one every year. I vote for this guy,
Right,
this guy.
right.
Send an email. But yeah, I mean, I've heard also. I know a few people. I know a lot of people that's performed there, and you don't always have to get picked. There's side stages and shit that you could perform on, just like showing up, not even planning on performing.
Right, right. Even parking lot parties and whatnot, camp parties, and yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Um.
So like,
Okay.
I could still definitely perform without, just if I could just go there, shit. I bring a little Bluetooth speaker and a microphone.
And get it. Yeah. Uh. If you could collaborate with any artist, mainstream or underground, that you have not collaborated with or worked with yet, who would it be? And give us somebody even that you feel might be like untouchable, and then somebody given that you have enough funds or whatever the case may be that would be
Realistic,
like maybe yeah.
realistic. Gotcha. Okay. Um. Hmm. Damn, that's a hard one, man. Who would I collab with?
Yeah,
Like, do a collab song?
yeah, do a song with or an album or whatever.
And when you think about this, you also got to think about it. What's your motive too? What would my motive be? To gain fans, or to make money,
Or
or
is it
to
personal because you
yeah,
just really love that artist or
yeah.
something? Yeah.
And I feel like that we would blend good together on the song. I feel like
Right.
that would be probably be where I would be aiming for mostly. Just I think with my heart more than I do my brain. So if I'm trying to make a song that meant something to me, and I'm gonna pay a lot of money for it, I'd want it to, I wouldn't give a shit if it was the biggest artist or if it was gonna make $1 million. I would just want to do something with somebody that I thought would sound good with, or that I would want to be on a song with. And I really can't
Right.
think of anybody because honestly, a lot of the motherfuckers that I looked up to and that I getting over the hill a little bit, they ain't really
What
working.
What's your thoughts on Yellow Wolf briefly? Because I feel like
Oh,
y'all's
Yellow Wolf.
vocals could like collab well.
You know what? Honestly, that would probably be a little bit of both. That would be like a good 50-50 because I feel like
Yeah.
Yellow Wolf's still pretty damn relevant, and it's definitely, you do something with Yellow Wolf, that shit's gonna get some plays. It's gonna make some money. And and also I do agree. I feel like Yellow Wolf would be a good fit. I love Yellow Wolf shit.
Yeah, yeah. I don't like all of his music, but he has a handful of good songs, and I respect him
Oh
as
yeah,
an artist. So
there's almost nobody that I like all of their music. I fall in love with songs, not artists. I ain't gonna lie. I might love a song, but not even like the artist.
yeah. DJ Florida said Ice Cube, yo, whoop whoop, hell yeah, that's where it's at. And Swill said I feel like I know. I'm getting to know Mad County. Mad County Clown this collab? Ooh, that'd be interesting. Does Clownvis even do collabs with anybody? I see him doing his own shit, but I don't think I've seen him make a song with nobody recently. Uh,
Who is it? Who
okay,
is it?
Clownvis. He's an idol in our community. He literally dresses as like a Elvis, a clown version.
Oh no shit.
He does.
Hell yeah.
He literally has a whole like discography of music and stuff that I didn't even know about for the longest time and recently discovered. But he's interesting. He's an older gentleman too, but he's cool.
Hell yeah.
Uh, Ice Cube is the goat for real. His music is different. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Um, Okay, so next question is, have you ever met anyone famous to you? And I was waiting for this because of somebody you mentioned earlier. Now, I like, I went to the gathering last year. I got to meet ICP, and I'll never, never forget that. You know what I'm saying? And I've met Ouija Mac a handful of times. And getting to go to the gathering, I've ran into artists like Scum and Insane Poetry, Cartoon Bondurant, King Wicked, Hirschman, like a lot of artists being in the music scene. But I like to answer this question with I met Polly Shore separately from the gathering. So that's my famous
Nice.
person. He done stand up comedy in the city I was living in about 5 years back in Richmond, Indiana. And yeah, it got to go, ironically. So that's like who I try to mention in that. But have you met anyone famous to you?
I've met a few people that were famous to me. Lil White, he's came through St. Louis and he performed a bunch. We've opened for him shit ton back in the day, and like he was always cool. He'd kick it with us after the show. We went to an after party at the Oz over by Pops, so it was pretty cool. I got to meet him. Never did get to meet Jelly Roll, but a lot of people. I was out of town working. They did a show down here with Jelly Roll, so a lot of them got to meet him. But I got to meet uh, Ja Red of Head PE, the lead singer of Head PE. I did a song with him too. When
No
I first
shit.
came back, yeah, when I first came back to making music, it was like 2021. It was right after 2020. So yeah, it was either end of 2020 or 2021. And I did a song with him, and I got to meet him at Pops. So have you ever been to Pops in Sauget?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's been a long time ago. I haven't been like I visited like I don't know, probably 7 years ago for a Christmas, but that's how long it's been since I've been over back in Illinois. It's been a minute,
hell yeah.
but yeah. Um, no, yeah, that's dope. Ironically, Little White just played what at the beginning of this month over in Shelbyville, Indiana, and I don't know where else he played. He done a little tour or set of
Everywhere.
song. Yeah, so I missed it though. Sadly, I could have freaking been there, and I missed it. So that's pretty cool, Lil White's. And he was one. I like a handful of his songs. I didn't like all of his music even back in the day. So, but he's still again in his due in his own right. Like he's pretty dope, and he's been around for a minute.
Yeah.
The almighty Law Dog, Mad County is that dude. Y'all need to
What up,
get
Law
hit.
Dog?
Ah,
Yep, Law
shit.
Dog. Law Dog's the Almighty Law Dog. He's a local artist here too. We do a lot
Oh,
of shows together. We got a song together too.
okay, that's what's up. Hey,
We
hit
got
me
a really
up.
good community around here. Like there's a lot of artists in this area, and we're at the
I'm
studio.
surprised y'all ain't like put together like a label then, man. Everybody independent, doing their own thing.
Yeah,
Like
well, I mean,
it's you and
everybody,
your buddy.
uh,
No,
everybody's kind of independent, so we don't really, I don't, we have talked about doing a label like here at the studio, but here's the thing, man. A label, you got to have something to offer people. We're still trying to get to that point. You know what I'm saying? We can't help them until we can help ourselves. If you can't
but
help,
helping
if I can't, if
yourselves
I can't,
together as a team.
if I can't help my buddy, how am I gonna charge somebody else to help them do anything? You know, because I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I know one of my buddies not too long ago signed to a local label, and he was paying him like $150 a week to basically do nothing. Basically, they all they did was give him a distro kid that they ran for him, and they recorded one of his songs. But he came through here to record most of his songs and paid for it
You
himself.
you can take care of your own distro kid by yourself, just paying the fees
Exactly,
and shit. Like,
exactly.
why are you
I told
paying
him,
to be on a label? I mean, technically, a label on a legitimate, it is like a loan. If they're actually like, here's you 100,000, everything you make is under our name. We get, rights. Da 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 da. That's a real label, and that makes sense. You're technically paying for it or whatever. But he was like paying cash money to say I'm on a label, and they wasn't doing shit for him. That's crazy. That
yeah,
leads to another question. Do you outsource then? Do you mix and master your own stuff?
we do literally everything. Everything down to the video editing, to shooting the video, to mixing and mastering, making the beat, doing everything from the ground up. We do not outsource for anything here. It's me, the owner, which I went to high school with, and then our buddy Hobie. Those are the three engineers. Those are the three main ones, and we know damn near every artist in this area. I grew up in this area, so I know a lot of people. We're well connected, and we're just trying to get out there, man. But we do everything ourselves. We're not outsourcing nothing. We're trying to do everything.
Okay.
But here's the thing: I'm like I was saying, we've thought about being a label. My buddy even asked about being. I don't want to do. We could all make a label right now. Go get a LLC. It's not that expensive. We could
Right.
pretend all day that we're a label and go and pretend like we're something. I don't want to pretend about anything. Well, if we're gonna be a label, then we got to be able to do some fucking amazing shit. Well, we can do amazing shit right now, but we don't have capital. Once we have capital and we can afford to do like no limits. Right now, our creativity has limits. We don't have $1 million studio. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We've got a good mic. We've got the Newman, whatever, the popular, you know, good mic or whatever. So like we got good equipment, we got decent shit enough to get us by. But if we had $1 million studio or we had unlimited funds, then there would be no cap on our creativity. We could literally do anything we wanted to do.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. I respect how just raw and straightforward and like humble you are, or you guys are for that matter, and like your outlook on it anyhow. Like you're realistic about stuff, and like that whole you're not living above your means, so you're not here yet, so you're not gonna pretend to be here or whatever the case may be.
Some people want to fake it till they make it or whatever, and that's cool. I don't give a shit what anybody does. I just don't want to lie to myself mainly. So if I lie to everybody else, you can't really tell a lie unless you really not a good lie unless you b- make yourself believe it. I
You
don't
got to
want
convince
to.
yourself of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the owner's really big into manifestation, and like he goes on and on about it. But I kind of believe it. I don't want to speak certain things into existence. I want I want to know my limits, but also know that I can also push those limits. You know what I'm saying? But realistically, because you got to aim high. You got to aim high no matter what. You got to have courage. You've got to kind of blow it up in your head as if it's bigger than what it is because you got to make it bigger than what it is.
Yeah. No,
If that
I
makes
get
any
it. No, yeah, absolutely. You got, you got to see what you want before it's there without being, I don't know, too ambiguous or that might not be the right word, but I don't overzealous or I don't. Yeah, I absolutely get what you're saying. I'm not the greatest at making words out of stuff. Yes, they're independent
no,
of
not either. No,
Mad
it
County
I
and the
don't
crew
know.
at the Sound House is real as it gets. Hell yeah, homie. Put that up there on the screen for a minute. Absolutely. Yeah. Okay, let's break off of the heavy for a minute. Let's go back to the fun, weird, make you uncomfortable. No, I'm just kidding. But what's your favorite color?
Um, I don't know. My favorite color to wear is usually gray or black and white. Lack thereof
Okay.
color, I guess.
Mine is red and black. I fuck with the burnt orange looking color too. So, and purple is okay. I don't know which is a derivative of red. So, who knows? Uh, what is your favorite domesticated animal and wild type animal?
I like cats. I like cats. I grew up with cats. We had 40 cats when I was younger.
Good lord, that sounds like my grandma Bonnie.
Yeah, it was too much, definitely.
She
It
lived
was
in Collinsville, bro, and had a trailer with like maybe not 40, but I swear she had like 36.
well, most of them were kittens, and we did end up getting rid of some of them. Some of them just didn't come back. Some of them died, got ran over, or whatever. They were inside
Mm,
outside cats. We lived in a trailer, you know. We just my sister found a stray cat, and then it had babies, and then
right.
we just had generations of cats because we just let them outside. They come back. Now the daughter's pregnant. Boom, bam, more babies, more cats.
Right. And they know that house is like nurture, so then they tell their kittens and that. Yeah, no. And then how about a wild type animal?
Oh, I don't know. Probably one that wouldn't kill me. One that would let me pet it. A horse, maybe. I guess they're not. They're domesticated too. A wild horse. I saw a
I
wild
mean, there's
donkey once.
right. It'd have to be like a Mustang, a wild Mustang or something. I don't even know if herds of wild horses really do exist anymore.
Hell no, you ain't getting near them.
Yeah.
They
Um.
they run.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably something that would let me pet it.
See, I'm opposite. My domesticated is a dog, pit bulls specifically, but I got some cats. They're pretty cool. They don't have tails. They're bobtail cats. And then like I keep fish and snakes and all kinds of shit like that. And then for a wild type animal is a white tiger because they're not supposed to exist. They're like a genetic mutation. I learned in my last stream somebody had to try to correct me that or well, I think Ruby done the research to recorrect them because they're like they don't exist. I'm like, yeah, they do, and I guess like one in every 10,000 Bengal tigers will have a white, like an albino, if you will, tiger. But at any rate, I picked the white tiger because it's beautiful. It'll lure you in, and then it'll kill you. Like
If
that's my wild animal.
I was gonna
Um,
be that animal, then yeah, it would definitely be like a tiger, a white one,
listen, that's
or a
one of
black
the
one.
questions I was going to ask you later on too. But I'm gonna go ahead and ask it so you can re-answer, but it's two part. My old lady, she does digital art, right? And she can draw all kinds of crazy stuff. She's really good and underrated, really, for what she does. But when she ain't doing commissions, she'll like maybe come to the artist in this very question, and she might actually bring it to tuition. So she asked the question: if you could be any animal or futuristic character or fictional character, not futuristic, what would you be?
Hmm.
And then you saying the tiger thing just made me think of that. Like, well, okay, that's one answer
A
potentially,
fictional
but yeah,
character. I'd probably
yeah.
be a cartoon because they can do anything, you know.
What was like your favorite cartoon as a kid?
Um, well, different ages. I had different favorites, but
Right,
Ninja Turtles was definitely one of the earliest ones that I remember. Uh,
which is still with us today. That's so
yeah,
beautiful.
I mixed in with is yeah, that's cool. I mean, I kind of knew that back then. That show was too popular, man. I don't know
Yeah,
what it was
yeah.
about it, but I like that one. But then at a certain age, I started liking cartoony cartoons like Cartoon Network, Cowardly Dog,
Yeah,
and like I watched, all the old '90s cartoons, Doug, everything Nickelodeon.
cat dog. Yeah.
And that's when I started drawing like cartoons and like making comics and wanting to be an actual like cartoonist. Like I'd draw on 100 pages and make where you flip the pages, or I'd lay them all out across the floor down the hallway and then run past them so I could see the animation that I made.
Right. Um. So we have got to the bottom of the first page. We have made it an hour. The next page offers a handful more questions, but before I answer Jesus Christ, ask these questions, I like to ask the people in the chat. So if you're in the chat right now and you might have a question for this man, please drop it in the chat. If you know this man personally and you think you know something that will make a good response question or something, ask him that question. Uh, Meanwhile, while they may or may not be thinking of questions to ask you, I'm going to ask you, being in the underground scene and being that it's so big, how do you try to separate yourself from other artists?
Um, well, I mean, kind of with music, just the music itself. First of all, I make a lot of different styles. I try to change it up. A lot of artists have their own niches. Like if you're a horrorcore artist, you make horrorcore music. Well, I can make a horrorcore song, or I can make a pop song, or I can make whatever I want. I can mix both. I can make a dubstep beat and rap over it. I like a lot of electronic music too. I like a little bit of everything. You know what I'm saying? I grew up listening to a wide variety, and this area is pretty diverse. Like
Yeah.
there's ranches, horses over here. There's the city right there. There's the suburbs in between. So we got a little bit of everything, mixed in the Midwest. It's kind of all mixed up.
Absolutely. It's like I feel like the music area of, I don't want to say the world. There's probably a music capital, probably Tennessee or something crazy, but I think like for the underground music scene, like the Midwest is where it's at, like Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Michigan, because there's all kinds of horrorcore and music up in Detroit and like stuff like that. So yeah, absolutely.
There's a big horrorcore scene around here too. There's a lot of horrorcore artists in this area. They do shows all the time. As a matter of fact, a lot of the first shows that I ever did when I started doing shows were horror. They were all horrorcore shows. They were all Juggalo bashes, and even to this day, I've still jumped on them. I did a show with Crenshaw. He does a show every year called "I Love You to Death," and this year he had NLP or not NLP, LSP. Uh,
Yeah. Scum.
and Insane Poetry was, or no, Scum wasn't there. Insane Poetry was there though, and
Right.
I got to chop it up with him too. And I've been
Insane
on.
Poetry's dope as fuck.
There's
Yeah.
a there's a lot of different different circles, different genres. There's an underground rock community around here. Bunch of rock bands. They open for Point Fest every year. They battle at Pops. We all perform at Pops. Everybody ends up doing shows at Pops.
Can you see this question at the bottom of the screen? It's from your boy. It said, "What's Mad County's favorite festival he's been to?"
Well, I've only been to a couple festivals, and they're the ones that where we went and filmed. And my favorite one was so far was the South Fork Music and Mud Festival. It was freaking huge. Upchurch was performing. Bubba Sparks was performing. It was a country rap festival. They had a bunch of ATVs out there and like monster trucks, and bro, it was crazy. Like we was out there for three
Hell
days.
yeah.
They had
They
a
have
monster.
something. What's that? They got something like that about to be going on here soon. What is it, like the Redneck Bash or Redneck?
Yeah, Redneck Rave.
Yeah, something like
Cartoon
that.
cartoon bondering
Cartoon
type shit
Bonder.
again.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going. Actually, that's where I'm gonna meet him. I have a feeling I might meet him before that, just because I be popping up different places, man.
Tell him
So you
Wiggles
never
says
know.
hi. He's like, you know
All
Wiggles?
right.
No. That's my dude, man. I interviewed him. He's a homie.
Hell yeah. You know, it's funny because I didn't know him or Thick Chris. I didn't know any of those guys. And when I started my TikTok, it was probably about 3 years ago, or maybe 3 or 4 years ago. I started my TikTok, and one of the first people that I actually connected with on there, his name was Mike Tech, and
Mike Tech is goaded. God, I just done a video on an
shout out to
unboxing.
Mike
He
Tech.
sent me some shit, and I interviewed him. What, like a month ago or something? Mike Tech's a homie, bro. That's what I mean. Like these homies you be mentioning. That's crazy.
It is crazy, and it's a small world because like I got connected with him on there, and then that was when core horror started popping
Horrorcore.
up. Yeah, and I started seeing their videos, and then I realized that he was involved with them, and I started following all his homies back and shit, and like even FJ Outlaw didn't know him, but I spoke to him on TikTok. Like I'm meeting all these different people, and then I end up going to the same shows as these people. You know what I'm saying? And not even knowing, and I'm working, doing the filming and shit. But it's cool, man. Like
That's
this is the perfect path for me because everything I'm doing keeps me involved, keeps me in the community, keeps
that's a
me
beautiful thing.
keeps me doing what I love, man.
Do you? So then you know Siamese Goat God, which is cartoon and Enoch Ex Mortis.
Yeah, I mean, I still don't know, like, I'm about as well as I know you. You know what I'm saying? I still don't
Right.
know really know. I've never met any of these guys before, but I feel like I do know them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I feel like
Absolutely.
you can kind of pick up on energies and auras. You know what I'm saying? And I always feel good energy, especially from Mike Tech. And I feel like once you find that person, that's like a filter for people. If you're cool with
Mike.
him, if he's cool with you, you're probably a decent person.
Yeah, right. If he's fucking with you,
Yeah,
I mean, that's me trying. That's almost me sounding like I'm putting an ego on my shoulder. Let me not. I have no ego. I have no complex. I am a nobody, just enjoying music. I'm a homie. I'm a jug. But I'm saying, like, yeah, I feel like if Mike gives you the time of day, then he sees something about you, or you know what I'm saying? Because
yeah.
he's good at what he does, and he also don't have time for the BS. He'd rather not. So you know what I'm saying? Like Mike Tech's cool. Absolutely. Uh, yeah. So then my next question is, what type of music did your parents listened to, and do you think that had any effect on the type of music that you listen to and make or whatever?
Oh yeah, it definitely has an influence on the music I make and the music I listen to. My dad, he listened to a lot of like '90s alternative, whatever was on the radio. So like Three Doors Down, Third Eye Blind, anything with a three in it, 311. Uh, that's weird, but yeah, anything with a
Uh,
three. Uh, Also, Ozzy Osbourne. He listened to rock. My mom, she at first, she back then she listened to like almost like R&B. Yeah, she listened to like R&B, like Mariah Carey and stuff like that. And then she started listening to more country. And like she they got a farm now. She listens to country mostly. So I grew up listening to a
yeah.
lot of country, a lot of rock and roll. And my dad, he was real big into hip hop too. Like Cent, he loved 50 Cent. He bought a DVD, had all the. Are you
My,
freezing? I think you might be freezing.
is it me?
All right, we good? Was it
Yeah,
freezing up for
that's
you?
what I mean.
'Cause
I seen the lag, but I was just trying to hold out. I could still hear you.
okay, I didn't know if it was freezing up or if you could still hear me.
Yeah, it was just the camera, the video, like, and I bet I just kind of blanked out there for a minute, which is weird. I say that because I watched your screen do it, but it always seems like when I see your screen, the other person's like, nah, bro, you just blanked out for a minute. So I just take the blame. It's me. As long as we can hear each other, I'll listen. It's cool to check, like, hey, you still there or
Cool.
whatever. And we just keep rolling. We ain't got much more left with it, man. You've given me an awesome interview, so we'll make it through it.
Hell yeah.
Uh, I I envy y'all that had parents that listened to rap music, okay? Because it was not happening. It wasn't happening. It wasn't happening. My dad was a racist piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? And
I'm sorry to
he
hear that, man.
listened. He listened to rock and country, which was okay at least, but no hip hop. And then my mom was rock, and she was a Bible thumper, so like it was Christian music or whatever. Now, like the only time I was technically told that I could listen to my music is when my mom was trying to stay awake when we were driving a long distance or something. She'd be like, "All right, Sean, you can play your music." And then it was like the local hip hop radio station. It wasn't no gangsta, like rap music or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It was poppy, whatever, Britney Spears, or, you know what I'm saying? Whatever was on the radio at that time. So,
My dad
yeah.
did not like he did not like Juggalo music at all. He did not like ICP. That's the only thing that he did not like me to play. He still let me
No
play it,
shit.
but he did not like it.
So ironically, my cousin Lindsay, Parador, I don't know if you know the last name or not. That's what's weird. My whole family's from around there, and I could just get off on a tangent talking about that. And we probably know some people that know some people that know some people. Who knows? But at
Probably.
any rate, he came to live with me when I was like 12 years old. He came to live with us, and he showed up with his hair spider braided, and he had a great Malenko jersey on, and everybody in the household was like, "What the fuck?" And but me, I'm like, "This is cool," And I dove in, and my mom never really liked ICP music. She never really, I don't know. I mean, she kind of accepted at some point that she wasn't going to stop me, but she wanted to let it be played around her, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So, yeah, I do. My brother Donnie, ironically, he was the rap influencer, whatever. When he finally started coming into the picture of my life, he listened to hip hop, and like he got me hooked on like Too Short and Key Sweat, like old hip hop, or older hip hop and stuff like that. So yeah.
Yeah, my dad, he bought a huge house system, and he would let us play whatever we wanted, and he'd let all my friends come over. We would trash the trailer. He would get drunk with us, like, and I was underage, but I was 18 working at the liquor store, so I also got a discount, and they let us go in there and just buy kegs, cases, and I'd put it on my credit. You know what I'm saying? And we'd have these crazy parties.
Allegedly, folks, they would let
Allegedly,
him. There
allegedly, yeah.
go to Blooms.
But we would have these
Yeah.
crazy ass parties, man, with like 50, 60 people packed in the trailer, spilling out into the driveway and shit. And we had a recording studio there, and we set up recording studios at that trailer, at my buddy's trailer, and it'd always be full of people, and we would record everybody for free, and we tried to get everybody that we knew to make music. We're like, bro, this is fun. Come check this out. Let's make a song. Boom, boom,
Right,
boom.
right,
Like,
right.
the studio was running like 24 hours a day. We're drinking, smoking, partying, and just recording music. And that's one of the things why my dad is like literally probably my biggest inspiration, because he let us do whatever the fuck we wanted. Like, he lost his mind. We dove through the walls. Like, there was a hole in the living room wall because we dove through them. He actually threw one of my friends through the wall. So, like, it was just insanity. Like, I wish I would have recorded more of it, but I do have some of it on film, and I'm gonna put that on YouTube because it's
That's
hilarious, man.
awesome.
Like, we literally went insane. But we made a lot of music, and that's what made me like an engineer and videographer. Like, we just did whatever we could, and now we're just carrying
Right.
that on. We got a little bit
Dude,
better
that's dope.
equipment now. We got a little bit better setup, better microphones, you know. So we're just
You
gonna
have
keep
your
moving up.
full wall, not a hole in the wall. No.
Yeah. he
Nah, yeah.
literally
That,
hung a curtain over it like it was a window. That's how we did it.
oh, wait, yeah. No, that's dope. Um,
He was
okay.
crazy.
Do you have any siblings? And do they support your music at all?
Oh yeah, I got two siblings, my sister and my brother, and yeah, they support me 100%, man. My sister, she's given me so many rides to my shows since I've quit my job and I don't have a vehicle. She lets me come over and take showers. My brother, he works doing what I did for 17 years. He's a painter, so he's always out of town. I don't really see him much, but when I do see him, he's always supportive. He don't come to the
Oh, yeah.
shows. It ain't, but because he's out of town all the time, but he's always supportive. Shit, he came by one day when he came in town and just gave me like a pillow-sized bag of mushrooms, and he said, "Here you go." I'm like, "The
All
fuck?
right.
What do you want me to do with these?" He's like, "Do whatever you want with them." I'm like, "Alrighty then," and I did.
Absolutely. No, that's dope. I asked that question because I don't believe that the people closest to you have to, you know what I'm saying, support
No,
you
I
in
don't.
that aspect. You know what I'm saying? When they do, when somebody that like actually knows you for you and they genuinely do it because they want to, not out of like feeling guilt or pressure. You know what I'm saying? Like you can tell they're genuinely like jive into your music, or that's a great feeling. It's gotta be a great feeling when I know people are supporting me as a digital creator on YouTube because they really want to and not just they feel obligated or something. It feels great to me, so I can only imagine. But
Exactly.
it's a fun question. I've had artists come up here, man, and tell me, they have a bunch of siblings like me. I have 13 siblings. Half of them are dead now, but we had a big family. But like they have a bunch of siblings, and they only support them where it counts. So if they get recognition from somebody famous or higher up in the anarchy or whatever, they're like, yeah, whoa, but they ain't bumping their music or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And shit like that. So it's just fun to ask that question and see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My sister really likes music too. She actually worked with Rob Zombie on one of his either one of his films. Yeah, it was one of the films that he was working on. They came to Illinois to shoot it, and they needed extras, and she went out there and worked with them. I thought that was pretty cool. But she's real
No,
supportive. She buys tickets to every Point Fest. She always buys me tickets too. And I've
see,
went the
that's
last
fucking
two or
dope.
3 years.
That is so dope. Yeah, I almost feel bitter really because my sister don't be even hopping in my streams, which I got a few of them. I don't know. I don't be. They don't be doing a stream, but it goes both ways. It's kind of like that phone call type bit. Like you can pick up the line and call too. So I'm just as guilty, I suppose.
Are they still here? Yeah. All right. Are we about done with this? Because they're still here, but they're about to leave.
Oh no, bro. We can go ahead and wrap it up. And if anything, I can get with you and we can run a part two. I just be
All right.
like I
Cool.
said,
I'm down.
it's your stream. I just get carried away. You know what I'm saying?
No, you're good, man. I'm
Uh,
always down to get back on anytime.
Absolutely. I might hit you with just one last question if I may, and then we'll wrap it right here or whatever. I'll get all your links from you. Everybody can go follow him. The links will be in the description or whatever. I just wanted you to tell people how you came up with your stage name. I obviously know, but maybe somebody don't, and they're
I'm
not
from
tying it
Madison.
together.
I'm from Madison
Right.
County, Illinois. So I mean, it's real simple. It's not that deep. But I chose. I actually went by a lot of different names. Originally, my first rap name was Mastakilla until my buddy found out that that was a member of Wu Tang, and I was just biting that. And he's like, "You got to pick something else." So I picked Addict, Adikt. And I've never been addicted to drugs or anything, but except for nicotine. And I guess maybe weed, if you could even consider that really addictive, because I've quit that a bunch. But uh,
Right.
that was my first stage name. Then I went by Lil Mike 618 because Lil Mike is what my grandmother and most of my family called me because I was the second. My dad was Big Mike. And then when I stopped making music for about 10, 12 years, and then when I came back in 2021, uh, I changed it to Madcounty just because I don't know. I felt like I kind of want to my music. I feel like represents this area because it's so diverse, and that's what I wanted to reflect. That
Absolutely.
I want to represent this area because I don't feel like anybody really gives a shit about this area. It's not that big of an area, and nobody claimed it yet anyway. So fuck it. I'm gonna take it and
But
run with
only the
it.
world's largest man or tallest man came from that area, damn it. You know what I'm saying? Shout outs
Yeah,
to Robert
absolutely.
Waldlow. You know what I'm saying? Whoop whoop.
It's
Look,
fun.
man, thank you very much. I appreciate it. We'll have to run
You
it
too.
back, you know what I'm saying, and get you back on here, maybe finish out some of these questions. But
Yeah,
I
I'm
thank you
down.
for your time, and you're free to go, my man. I'm gonna like you literally can go ahead and like leave the live. I'm gonna go ahead and do my outro, and you don't. I mean, you don't have to be here for it or whatever. So
Oh man,
that's that's
hey,
that's
I
neither here nor
appreciate
there.
I appreciate you for
Yeah,
having me, and I appreciate everybody watching, man. Everybody that's commented, go check out the content, man. Go check out his other lives that he's done. I went and
absolutely.
saw you got a bunch of them uploaded. You've talked to a bunch of different artists. Like a lot of them I've never heard of. So I'm gonna go check them out too, man.
Absolutely. I appreciate you, and have a good day, man.
Thanks. You too. Peace.
Yep. Well, guys, I don't know who's still here in the chat. Um, Things happen, and that's why you just go with the flow. But I can't end it without ending it the same way that I always do. And I know it's redundant. Y'all get tired of hearing it probably, but I don't care. Please tell somebody you love them, okay? Because you don't know who needs to hear that. You literally do not know what somebody's going through just by looking at them, even basing it off of their social media or anything. It can all be a ploy. It could all just be a fake. They may be hiding real emotions. They may be hurting. They may be down and out. You know what I'm saying? Don't be quick to judge. Tell somebody you love them, and if you don't want to tell them, then tell them Wiggles loves you. You know what I'm saying? Wiggles loves you. If they're like, well, who the fuck is that? Then you can tell them Dreadlock Juggalo or my name. I don't care. Um, but we got another interview actually tomorrow on my birthday. I'll be 33. Be cool if y'all come hang out. Whoop whoop. We out of here.